Hello and welcome back to another video. So if you're a regular viewer of the channel, you'll know I'm a big fan of CableMod's custom cable extensions and custom cables. And in fact, it's incredibly hard to find one of my PC builds that doesn't have some CableMod cables in it. What you might know, however, is that CableMod have got into the custom keyboard cable market. So if you like their cable extensions, you're going to absolutely love their custom keyboard cables. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly what they have to offer. So we're over on the CableMod configurator on CableMod's website, and you'll find a link to this in the description. So the first thing for us to decide if we want a complete cable or just the keyboard side only. So I'm going to go for a complete cable. And then we've got two options here. The Pro cables come in two parts with a connector in the middle, whereas the classic cables are just one part cables. And then we have an option of a coiled or a straight cable. So I'm going to go for the Pro coiled and click next. Then we need to select if our keyboard has RGB lighting on it or not. The reason this is important, if your keyboard's got RGB on it, the cable is going to have to be shorter than if it doesn't. My keyboard doesn't, so I'll click here. My keyboard has a USB Type-C connector on it, so I'm going to click it. You've obviously got the other options here. And then you need to pick what connector you want on the other end of the cable. My motherboard has both a USB Type-C and a USB Type-A, but we've only got one USB Type-C connector on the back and lots of Type-A, so I'm going to pick a Type-A connector and click next. We then need to choose what direction we want the coil to come out. I want mine to come out to the right, so I'll click the right. And then coming from the coil, you can have the cable going straight or going upwards. I think upwards is going to look better, so I'll select that. Next, we need to customize the lengths of our cable, so we can customize the length from the keyboard to the coil length itself, the size of the coil to the QDC, and the QDC to the host. So I'm happy with the standard lengths from here and here, but I do want to make the coil slightly thicker, so I'm going to increase the size up to the maximum. The other thing, my desk is quite big, so I want this length to be as long as possible, so I'm going to pull it all the way to the max. Now, importantly, if I had picked a keyboard with RGB on it, I wouldn't be able to slide this length as far as what I've done here. And then we'll go down and click next. So now we come on to the fun part. We can customize all the colors and options. So the first thing I'm going to have a look at is the QDC. And we've got two options. We've got the Aviator or the Slimline. So I think I'm going to go with the Slimline. And then we can customize what colors we want on both sides of it. So the keyboard side and the host side. So I think I'm going to go with an anodizing, and I think we'll go with silver. And we'll go for the same on both sides. And click save, and then you've got a preview of what it's going to look like. So obviously we're going to want our connectors, I think, matching this, so we'll change the keyboard connector color. Before we change the color, we've got an option of the plating. We can go with the standard, which is nickel, or we can pay a little bit extra and get a gold connector. So I'm going to go with a gold connector. And then we've got our different options here. So we've got powder coating, anodizing. I think I'm going to go with anodizing again, just to match the QDC. And we'll click on save. And if we go to the other end, it's automatically picked it to match again with the gold connector. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to leave it there. But obviously if you wanted different options, you can pick them. The last thing to take a look at is the sleeving color, and you can change the sleeving color on this side and this side separately. What you'll notice is the cable is made up of two different layers. So you've got your base layer and then your top layer. The base layer is made of Mod Flex, while the top layer is made of Mod Mesh. So if I want to change the base layer color, I can do that. So let's pick a silver, for example. And if I want the top a different color, I can do that. So you're going to have a different color at the bottom and at the top, and that's just going to change the look of the cable completely. I'm going for an all white cable, so I'm going to put it back to white and click save. And then if we continue to the next step, it's going to give us a summary of the cable that we have created. And if we're happy with that, we can add it to the basket. So if you don't want to configure the cable yourself, CableMod do offer their Pro coil cables and also their classic coil cables in a range of options. Obviously, you're not going to be able to change the lengths of the cables, any of the connectors. They all come with a USB Type-C to Type-A connector. The classic cables, as we've mentioned already, are just one part, whereas the Pro cables have a little connector and split into two. I quite like the look of this Galaxy Blue cable, so I'm going to select this and add it to my cart. So if you do want to go with a custom cable but you're not sure where to start with, CableMod have put a few ideas up there to give you a bit of inspiration. So if we click on the silver carbonite cable, it's going to load up a cable that somebody else has designed in the configurator for you. You can see this cable here, it's got all the different data, and we can actually load it up and modify it slightly if we want to. So you see when we load it up, the options have been selected for us. So the complete cable, it's pro-coiled. We can go on to the next step. It's picked the RGB option and the USB-C to A. It's already picked the way the cable goes, and it's already picked the different lengths. So I'm happy with everything here. I'm just going to reduce the coil down to the standard size because I'm keen to show you a few different options here, and click on next. And taking a look at the sleeving color just to show you how they've got this. So they have changed the different layers. So for our base layer, we've got a silver color, and the top layer, we've got a carbon color. And then if we click on the QDC, you can see this time they've gone with the standard aviator QDC with the powder coating. And the other things as well you can actually configure is the ring accent and the heat shrink as well. So if we continue to the next step, it's going to give us a summary of our cable, and we're happy with that, so we'll add that to the basket. Okay, so our cables have arrived and we'll take a closer look at them, starting off with the standard Pro Coil cable that we didn't configure. So this is the Galaxy Blue color. So we'll open it up. So in the box we've got CableMod's quality assurance guarantee. And as we've got the Pro cable, it comes in two parts. So as you can see, our cable comes really well packaged. We can remove this from the middle of the coil, and we can remove the connectors from the cables. We've got this little bit of rubber that has a double-sided adhesive on it, so you can stick this to your desk to help organize the cable. So we join the cable together. We've got a little notch here and a notch here. So we just need to line them up, push them into place, and then we can fasten this up. So what's really impressive is I have literally just unwound this cable, and already this cable is running straight across the desk. There's no residual coiling left in it. And here's what the cable looks like plugged into the keyboard, and I'm really pleased the CableMod have gone with the option of the cable running straight up from the coil with their non-configurable cables. So if you get one of the custom cables, it comes in this very nice zippable pouch. So we'll go ahead and open this up. So again, we've got our CableMod quality assurance guarantee. And again, this is a Pro cable, so it comes in two parts, and it's really nicely packaged with some Velcro straps. Now this is what this cable looks like connected up to the keyboard, and I think the colours look absolutely great, and I really love the white O-rings. I think they really make the cable stand out. Okay, last cable to unbox. So as you can see, this is our white cable with the slimline connector. Again, very similarly packaged to other custom cable. This time the little bit of rubber for helping fix the cable to the desk is white to match the cable, really nice touch. So this time we've got the slimline connector, we've got a white mark here, a white mark here, so all we need to do is line them up and push the cable into place. So this is what the cable looks like connected up to the keyboard, and I absolutely love the slimline connector. For me, it's totally worth the extra money. The other thing to note, this was the cable that I had maximized the size of the coil, so I put the standard coil beside it. You'll notice the difference, and I think again this looks much better for me. So I've been really impressed with these custom keyboard cables from CableMod. The build quality is exceptional, and as you can see, they look absolutely great sitting on my desk. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put links to the cables that I've used in the description. So if you want to get exactly the same cables, you can, or you want to use these as a starting point for your own configuration to make a few modifications to them, you can do that as well. So hopefully you have found this video useful. If you have, please remember to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button as well. Thanks for watching.